mode.
Hello everybody. I welcome you all for a new world order called Internet of Things. Today we are seeing lot many technological changes. We have web, we have internet, we have mobility, we have analytics. One more new thing actually which has entered the digital landscape is called Internet of Things. Internet of Things is a new world order because it would like to connect everything in this world. See, earlier networks such as telephone, internet connected people, but now Internet of Things want to extend this connectivity to beyond people and get back into the things which surround us. So, in other words, the entire world will be connected because the world is made up of things. Okay, the first question you would ask is what is IoT or Internet of Things? Internet of Things refers to physical and virtual objects having unique identities and are connected to the internet to facilitate intelligent or smart application. This is fairly big definition. Let me make it clarify. Internet of Things refers to physical and virtual objects. You know, today in world we have virtual objects as well as physical objects. For example, the computer that I'm using to make this presentation is actually a physical object. When you are playing a game, the house that you see or the vehicle that you ride or the mouse that you catch, they are all actually the virtual objects. So Internet of Things is intended to connect these things. But these physical and virtual objects, they have unique identities. That means they have a unique way of actually getting addressed. For example, today, each computer is identified by its IP address. Each phone is identified by its phone number. Similarly, each town is identified by its PIN code number and a name. Similarly, in this Internet of Things world, these physical and virtual things, they have unique identities. And one of the unique identities that we have been using throughout the IoT is called IP address. And they are connected to the internet. So that's a fundamental thing. IoT happens only if things are connected to internet, and these things have a unique identity, and these things can be either virtual or physical in nature. And why are we connecting them? The answer is this: is to facilitate intelligent and smart application. What do we mean by this? Is very simple. See, we are surrounded by many things, and these things are capable of doing certain things. For example, you can install a sensor in your garden which will be reporting you wherever you are the status of humidity in the garden. Similarly, it is possible that you can make a patient who needs a medical care to wear a particular device or a particular wearable such as a ring or a earphone, which will help the doctor to get reports about his health status. And by doing this, actually what happens is it is not necessary that you go to garden to measure the humidity. Similarly, doctor need not come to the patient to see his health status. So the whole reason of creating an Internet of Things world is simply to make our world smarter by putting intelligent things in and around us. So here is an example which shows that what is a physical thing and a virtual object. See, on the left side you see all the physical things. For example, your computer is a physical thing, and your cell is a physical thing. Okay, your microphone is a physical thing, and so on and so forth. Okay. On the right side, actually, you see a virtual object. The virtual object is the one which is connected to the physical hardware. So, for example, whenever you are playing a game, a video game and all, you think as if you are driving a car, but that car is virtual. Similarly, you think as if you are chasing a particular racer, a horse. That horse is a virtual thing. So, but an Internet of Things, actually both are connected, a physical thing as well as the virtual object. Well, IoT has a long history. So depending on from which source you are coming, you call it by a different thing. Internet of Things is also called different names such as physical cyber systems. It's called cyber because there are virtual things, and it's called physical because it connects real people, real computers, and so on and so forth. So if you look at on the right side, it's also called cyber physical systems. They are integrated hybrid networks of cyber and engineered physical elements. Let me explain. Integrated hybrid networks. Hybrid networks would mean like it could be a mobile network, it could be an internet, or it could be a LAN. Okay, and cyber and engineered product. Cyber is virtual project. Engineered physical elements. See, when we say physical elements, it is not mere a stone, or it's not a piece of mud, or it's not a piece of concrete. They are actually physical and they are engineered. That means they have been built and designed for a particular purpose, like a sensor. co-designated and co-engineered to create an adaptive and predictive systems. So these are systems are created, or these elements are created with a particular purpose. The purpose is that they will be part of a broader system. For example, if I put a sensor on a traffic circle, then actually that is connected to a master control in a police station or a traffic control system. So this, in connection with that, actually operate. Respond to real-time enhanced performance. See, for example, a sensor or an IoT device installed in a traffic will help passengers to navigate in such a way that actually they would avoid any traffic jams and all. Similarly, IoT which is installed in a garden will help the farmer to avoid any unnecessary trips for watering the plants because it has rained. Okay. Some of the examples include Internet of Things, emergency response network. For example, if there is an earthquake or if there is a disaster, or any other kind of a disaster, these IoT devices will help you to respond fast. Smart robot vehicles. See, for example, if you are trying to monitor a deep sea conditions, or if you are trying to manage something, a fire extinguishing and all, then smart robots can help you in this regard. So IoT has different names. One of the famous, another name is actually called cyber physical system. Then the question comes, why are we creating this and what is the purpose of IoT? IoT application make energy, industrial control, retail, transport in many areas smarter by making them more efficient. For example, in a normal condition, we will not be looking at our tire pressures regularly. We will not be looking at the temperature inside the engine. Similarly, we will not be looking at the pollution control in our surrounding. But by installing these IoT devices which are smart, it is possible that you can, any changes in any variations in the pressures in your vehicle's tire can be indicated to you, that so that you can take an immediate action. Similarly, any pollution control levels, if they exceed a given limit, municipal authority can take that decision. So the whole point of IoT application is to make areas smarter by making them more efficient. That means they will use less energy, they will use less resources to achieve that. On the right side, you actually see what is the transport system, where every information, for example, railway information is connected to your bus transportation, that is connected to your cab services. So that means they can coordinate easily and very efficiently. One of the great examples of this IoT system is an open garden system. Look at this. Here, the open gardens platform consists of 3 different kits, each ready for a specific kind of growing plant scenario indoor. So this kit can be used, suppose you are trying to grow something inside your house, like a money plant and all. A plant scenario, indoor and outdoor, for example, like a big field, or hydroponics, that plants with water installation. For example, if you want to grow certain plants which are born and live in a water conditions. The platform allows control the state of the plants by sensing several parameters: soil moisture, temperature, humidity, light, pH, and conductivity. So by giving this smartness to the owner, you can actually control the growth and also maintain the health of these plants in your surrounding, whether it's an indoor garden, outside garden, and so on and so forth. How does it possible? Because we have IoT today. So what is this IoT? IoT is a smart device which has intelligence of its own, which is capable of conveying information from its surrounding to the server which actually operates it, and taking the control back from them and to act accordingly. So this IoT is a revolution in the making. So the scope and the size and the depth and this impact of this IoT is too much. You cannot predict at this point of time. Internet of Things is a new revolution that extending the reach of internet rapidly by harnessing the developments in sensor networks. What are the building blocks of this? Sensor networks. Sensor networks are those sensory devices or sensors actually installed everywhere. So they will be connected to a network. They are capable of collecting information. For example, some sensor which is put in a garden can collect humidity. Something which is put in a forest can measure some parameter related to forestry, and so on and so forth. And what is interesting is also, like, IoT population is increasing. That means the number of IoT devices, the smart devices in our environment is increasing. For example, the way mobile created a revolution where practically every person has a mobile, and many of them actually have 2 or more mobiles. That created a mobile population. So experts forecast that by 2020 there will be 50 billion devices or things connected to internet. This is many times than the number of computers which are connected to internet today. Today, actually, about 7 or 8 billion people may be connected to internet, if not even that. But whereas by 2020, 50 billion, that means almost 5 or 7 times the people will be the devices will be connected. So let me briefly describe or define a definition of IoT. IoT, devices are connected to internet. The first quality of IoT is a device is connected to internet. This device could be your fridge, or it could be your car, or it could be your cell device. Devices that sense and compute and interact. See, these devices are not dumb. That means it is not like your water bottle or a stapler. They are not dumb. They are intelligent. They are capable of sensing. That means they can sense their surroundings. That means they can say what is the temperature in the surrounding. They can also say what is the humidity in that, or they can tell you what is the traffic condition in that. Okay, linking physical and virtual objects. I told you, when we are talking of Internet of Things, we mean both physical and virtual objects. And they are self-configuring. That means they are capable of adjusting their variation, their size according to the variation in the environment. And they uniquely addressable by objects. That means they have a unique address. For example, like cell phone today, if you use a particular cell phone number, you are very sure that it will reach the person whom you know or whom you are actually expected to connect. Similarly, in IoT, every device has a unique address, which is actually IP address, which makes it very unique. So what are the takeaways? Internet of a thing is a new world order. Why is it called new world order? Because of the potential application it can be applied to, the increasing number, which is in billions, and the expected impact it can create. Today, IoT is being used in industry, in business, in agriculture, in schools, in traffic, and so on and so forth. Okay, so IoT is a new world order, and you should be taking care of that. And the point that you should be considering at the end of this session is how IoT will be going to affect you as a person, student, citizen, and engineering student. IoT is a worldwide phenomenon, and it's going to affect each one of us in one or the other way. For example, if you are a person, then there are many devices which will help you. For example, if you are a gardener, then IoT device will help you to monitor and maintain your garden. And if you are a traffic controller, then they will help you to manage your traffic. Or if you are a person who needs a medical care, then an IoT device will help you to monitor your health and communicate with the hospital and the doctor. And if you are a citizen, there are smart cities which are built in and around the world today. So citizens can also benefit from these smart devices or the IoT devices. A student can use them for his personal purpose, also build an engineering device on this. So in summary, IoT is a new world order which has many applications which it can be used, and there are thousands of devices which are being connected to that, and the future will be and full of IoT devices forever.